All right, so, you've sent over some really interesting stuff this time.
Yeah.
It looks like we're going to be diving into the world of professional cursing.
Sounds like it.
And not just anywhere,
Okay.
but Japan.
Right.
We've got what looks like a transcript, maybe from a YouTube video,
Interesting.
all about these curses for hire services.
Wow.
Color me intrigued
Yeah.
and maybe a little skeptical.
Skepticism is healthy, I think, in this case.
Yeah.
But what I find fascinating is how this kind of taps into like a blend of ancient beliefs and modern entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Japan's folklore is so rich with curses and spirits and all that.
Yeah.
It's kind of fertile ground for this.
Like somebody took the concept of spiritual healing and just went full dark side with it.
Oh. Yeah, I mean...
The transcript even lays out different curse packages.
Oh, wow.
With like tiered pricing.
Interesting.
There's a basic curse and then a luxury curse package.
Wow.
Who knew that cursing had gone full-on capitalist?
It's amazing what people will put a price tag on these days.
Like, could you imagine putting like
a menu?
A menu together for curses?
Yeah. The luxury package includes a DVD documenting the curse.
What?
Yeah. It's amazing.
So you pay extra.
It's like they're selling the entertainment value as much as like the curse itself.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I'm getting this straight.
Yeah.
I can pay extra to see somebody shake like a chicken bone or something
at
a photo of my nemesis.
That seems...
And then I can watch it later on DVD.
It is theatrical, isn't it?
What happens if I'm not satisfied with the curse's performance?
Good question.
Do I get like a refund?
Unfortunately, the transcript doesn't mention a satisfaction guarantee.
Okay.
But it does raise the question of what these curse casters actually believe.
Like, do they really think that they can do this?
It's hard to say. But there is this whole bit about them needing spiritual self-defense.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
While they're performing these curses?
Okay.
So are they worried about bad karma coming back on them? Or are they worried about getting cursed back by like a more experienced professional?
Okay, so they're casting curses.
Right.
But they're also worried about being cursed themselves.
Seems a little...
This is starting to sound less like a business and more like an episode of like a supernatural sitcom or something.
Let's not forget the Zazu powder and the nailing effigies to trees.
Zazu powder.
Yeah.
What is that, like magic fairy dust?
The transcript isn't totally clear on the specifics.
Okay.
But it sounds like it's a key ingredient in these cursing rituals.
Okay.
These practices probably have some roots in older traditions.
Right.
Where specific materials and actions were thought to have magical potency.
Do they sell that in bulk at the Curse Emporium?
Well,
and of course, no self-respecting curse-for-hire business would be complete without some good old-fashioned upselling.
Oh, of course not.
Yeah, they also offer spiritual items like rooster statues and crystal balls.
This is amazing.
Yeah, one-stop shop for all your curse-related needs.
It's like a twisted version of those late-night infomercials.
It really is.
Like, are you plagued by bad luck?
Mm-hmm.
Do your enemies seem to be thriving while you struggle?
Oh, yeah.
You need the lucky rooster statue imbued with ancient power by certified curse casters.
That sounds about right.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah.
Order now, and we'll throw in a free vial of Zazu powder.
I love it.
You're not far off.
No, you're not.
The transcript does mention some pretty outlandish claims, like this one person who believes their aura is so powerful that it brings good luck to all their friends.
Oh, wow.
And misfortune to their enemies.
Like a walking, talking curse generator?
Wait, hold up.
Yeah.
This person believes their mere presence can determine the fate of others.
It's quite an ego boost, isn't it?
And a convenient way to avoid taking responsibility for your own actions.
Absolutely, if good things happen to your friends.
Right.
Well, it's because of your amazing aura.
Right.
But if something bad happens to someone you dislike,
oh,
well, it's their fault for getting on your bad side.
It's like a get-out-of-jail-free card.
It is.
For any social faux pas.
Exactly.
Oh, sorry, I accidentally spilled coffee on your new white shirt.
Oh, must be my negative aura acting up again.
I love it.
The transcript also goes on to say that this person hasn't even won the lottery yet.
Really?
Despite their supposedly lucky aura.
Well, there you go.
Okay, that's just bad marketing.
I know.
If you're going to claim that your aura can influence fortune, you've got to at least produce a winning lottery ticket as evidence.
Yeah, maybe they're saving their luck for something truly important.
Right.
Or maybe And this is just a wild thought.
Yeah.
The whole aura thing is just a story they tell themselves. You're starting to sound like a skeptic.
I might be.
But I have to admit, this whole aura business is raising a few eyebrows.
Yeah, let's not forget the anecdote about the person who claims to have had their third eye opened by a Qigong master.
That one was a doozy.
It was.
Apparently, this person felt a pressure on their forehead during a Qigong session and now believes they have access to mystical realms.
Wow.
I wonder if they offer discounts on third eye opening services as part of the luxury curse package.
It's an interesting thought.
All right, so we've got professional cursors, powerful auras,
yes,
third eye openings,
wow,
and a whole lot of Zazu powder.
It's quite a mix.
This is shaping up to be one of our most intriguing deep dives yet.
It really is.
But before we get too lost in the world of supernatural entrepreneurship, let's take a step back. Analyze what we've learned so far.
Good idea.
What are some of the key takeaways from this transcript?
Well, it's clear that belief in curses and supernatural powers is still prevalent in modern Japan.
It seems like a blend of ancient folklore
and
modern marketing savvy.
Definitely.
With a dash of good old-fashioned human desire for control thrown in.
For good measure.
Absolutely. And we've also learned that if you're going to claim your aura can bring good luck, you should probably have a winning lottery ticket to back it up.
Excellent point.
I think this transcript reveals a lot about human nature.
It does.
And our enduring fascination with the unseen world.
Yeah.
This is just the tip of the iceberg, though.
I think so, too.
I'm sure there's more to uncover in this transcript.
Oh, yeah.
Shall we dive deeper?
Absolutely. Let's do it. You know, it's fascinating how this transcript presents curse casting as like a legitimate business.
Right.
It's got packages and add-ons, testimonials. It's almost like ordering takeout.
Want extra misfortune with that.
Exactly.
We've got a side of career sabotage that pairs perfectly with relationship woes.
I know, and it's all presented so matter-of-factly that it really makes you wonder, what if this were a regular service? What does that say about us?
Yeah.
About the anxieties and desires of the people seeking it out.
Imagine a world where you could just pop online and order up a curse on your noisy neighbor.
I know, right?
Or that coworker who always steals your lunch.
It's such a darkly comedic thought.
But it really makes you think about the ethical implications, you know?
Yeah, the transcript even mentions that the luxury curse package includes options for things like business failures and even prompting suicidal thoughts.
Whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
That takes this whole thing to a whole new level of disturbing.
It does.
Even if we entertain the idea of curses being real, that's crossing a line.
It is, and it really highlights the potential for exploitation within these systems. Are they preying on people's vulnerability and desire for revenge, or do they genuinely believe they can influence outcomes to that extent?
It's a slippery slope.
It is.
Even if we assume the best intentions, the potential for harm is undeniable. Imagine someone in a moment of despair actually believing they could make someone consider suicide through a curse.
Right. It's a terrifying thought.
It really is.
And it raises questions about the responsibility of the curse casters themselves.
Right.
Are they simply fulfilling a demand, or are they actively contributing to potentially harmful outcomes?
It's like the age-old debate about the ethics of selling certain products.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
Is a gun manufacturer responsible for a shooting?
Right.
Is a curse caster responsible for someone's misfortune, even if it's psychosomatic?
It's murky territory.
It really is.
But, you know, it's interesting you bring up that comparison.
Yeah.
Because, in a way, this transcript presents this fascinating microcosm of society. You've got the entrepreneurial spirit, the desire for quick fixes, the anxieties about control, and this age-old struggle between belief and skepticism.
It's like holding up a warped mirror to our own world.
It is.
Where everything is just slightly off kilter.
Yeah, and that's where the satire comes in.
Okay.
This transcript, intentionally or not, offers a commentary on our own societal quirks and anxieties.
So it's like a dark comedy about the human condition dressed up in the language of curses and supernatural powers.
Exactly. It forces us to confront our own beliefs, our desires, and the lengths we might go to achieve them.
Okay, but let's not forget about the pure entertainment value here.
Oh, of course not.
There's something undeniably fascinating and, let's be honest, hilarious about the idea of ordering up a curse like it's a pizza.
The absurdity is definitely part of the appeal.
Right.
And it allows us to explore some pretty serious topics.
Yeah?
Belief ethics, the human desire for control. in a way that's engaging and thought-provoking without getting too heavy-handed.
It's like a spoonful of sugar to help the philosophical medicine go down.
Exactly. Speaking of sugar,
Okay.
let's talk about the transcript's mention of the third eye and aura claims.
Oh, yes. I have a superpowered aura that affects everyone around me claim. That was a classic.
It's a fascinating example of confirmation bias. This person believes their energy influences outcomes, so they interpret every event through that lens.
Okay.
Good things happen to friends?
Right.
Must be their awesome aura. Bad things happen to enemies.
Oh.
Clearly their negative energy at work.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy fueled by selective attention and a dash of egotism.
It really is, and it raises the question of how we distinguish between genuine experiences and psychological phenomena.
Right.
Is it possible this person genuinely feels a difference in their energy?
Yeah.
Or are they simply projecting their beliefs onto the world around them?
It's a tough one to answer. The transcript doesn't really offer enough evidence to draw any definitive conclusions.
True.
But it does make you wonder about the power of belief and how it shapes our perception of reality.
It does, and the third eye anecdote further blurs the lines between belief and reality.
Okay.
This person felt pressure on their forehead during a Qigong session and now believes they have these special abilities.
It's like they took the placebo effect and cranked it up to 11.
I know.
If you believe strongly enough that something is happening, will you eventually start to perceive it as real?
It's certainly possible our minds are capable of amazing things, both good and bad.
Right.
And the power of suggestion is a very real phenomenon.
So are we saying that all these people claiming to have special abilities are just delusional?
I don't think it's that simple.
Okay.
I think it's more nuanced than that. It's about recognizing the complex interplay between belief, perception, and the very real power of our own minds.
This is getting deep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to feel like I need a Zazu powder detox after all this talk about curses and supernatural powers.
Maybe we can order a curse reversal package from one of these online services just to be safe.
I wonder if they offer a discount for bulk orders. We might need one for the entire listening audience after this deep dive.
That's a good point. Perhaps the real curse here is the burden of knowledge we've acquired, or maybe it's just indigestion from all that metaphorical takeout.
Either way, this has been a fascinating exploration of belief satire and the lengths humans will go to for a sense of control.
Yeah.
But I think we've only scratched the surface of this transcript.
I agree. There's still so much to unpack, and I have a feeling the best is yet to come.
Okay, so we've talked about like the cultural context,
Yeah.
and we've sort of explored the psychology of belief, and we've even had a few laughs at the absurdity of all of this.
Right.
But I think there's one more layer to this whole curse-for-hire phenomenon that we need to kind of peel back.
Okay.
We talked a lot about the providers of these services.
Right.
And like the motivations of the people that are seeking them out.
Mm-hmm.
But what about like the impact on the people who believe they've been cursed?
Yeah. That's a good point. The transcript doesn't really delve into that,
right.
Like their actual experience.
We get these snippets about, people claiming to have these superpowered auras or open third eyes.
Right.
But what about the folks that are on the receiving end of these supposed curses?
It's a crucial perspective to consider.
Right.
Because, even if we approach this with a healthy dose of skepticism,
right.
The belief in curses can have real-world consequences.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine living with the constant fear
right.
that someone has put a hex on you.
Oh, gosh.
That unseen forces are working against your success and happiness.
That will be awful.
That's got to be incredibly stressful. It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
You believe you're cursed, so you start to interpret every setback, every bit of bad luck as evidence of the curse's power.
Right. So it could really affect your life.
Exactly.
If you believe that it's real.
And that can lead to this sense of helplessness, anxiety, even despair.
Oh, wow.
It can impact your relationships, your work, your entire outlook on life.
So while, we might find the idea of ordering a curse online, kind of amusing or even ridiculous, it's important to remember that for some people, this is a very real and potentially debilitating fear.
It is, and it underscores the importance of critical thinking and media literacy, especially in this age of misinformation.
Right, because how do we separate fact from fiction?
That's the question.
How do we protect ourselves from falling prey to these kinds of beliefs?
Exactly.
It's a challenge I think all of us face.
It is.
We're bombarded with information all the time.
All the time.
Some of it's credible, some of it's not.
Right.
It's easy to get swept up in sensational stories or like really appealing narratives.
Especially when they tap into our deepest fears and desires.
Right.
It's like those clickbait headlines that promise to reveal the secrets to wealth and happiness.
Right.
Or warn of some impending doom.
Yeah.
We're just drawn to the extremes, to the promises of easy solutions or dire consequences.
Right. And it's in that space of uncertainty.
Yeah.
That craving for answers and control.
Absolutely.
That these curses-for-hire services thrive.
They do.
They offer like a simple explanation for these really complex problems.
Yeah.
A way to shift blame and regain a sense of agency.
In a world that often feels very chaotic and unpredictable.
Right, exactly.
But the real power, I think, as we've been discussing, lies not in the curses themselves, but in the belief that we invest in them.
Right.
The power of suggestion, the placebo effect, the tendency to, confirm our own biases.
Right.
These are the forces that are really shaping our experiences.
So where does that leave us?
Yeah.
Are we all just puppets to our own beliefs and perceptions?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Is there no such thing as objective reality?
Right.
I think it's more about recognizing the subjective nature of experience.
Okay.
While still striving for critical thinking and open-mindedness.
Right.
We can acknowledge the power of belief without surrendering to blind faith.
Yeah.
We can question claims, seek evidence, be willing to revise our beliefs in the face of new information.
It's like that famous quote, the greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance.
Right.
It is the illusion of knowledge.
Exactly.
We need to constantly be challenging our assumptions.
Yes.
Be willing to admit when we're wrong.
Absolutely.
I think that's probably the most valuable takeaway from this whole deep dive.
I agree.
It's not about debunking curses or proving the existence of supernatural powers.
It's about cultivating a healthy skepticism.
Right.
Curiosity for understanding different perspectives. A commitment to critical thinking in a world that's increasingly blurring the lines between fact and fiction.
Well said.
Thank you.
This deep dive has been a whirlwind.
It has.
Of cultural exploration and psychological insights and philosophical pondering.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have. We've laughed. We've questioned.
We have.
And hopefully we've learned a thing or two about ourselves and the world around us.
I think so.
And perhaps we've inoculated ourselves against the allure of easy answers.
I hope so.
And the temptation to blame unseen forces for life's, inevitable challenges.
That's a good goal, I think.
I'd say that's a worthy goal for any deep dive.
Yeah, it is.
Thanks for joining us on this journey into the world of professional cursing in Japan.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and remember.
Yes.
Sometimes the most fascinating answers lie not in the supernatural, but in the complexities of the human mind.